Yo, what it do, YouTube, man? It's your boy Karen back here with another video, man. And, I haven't been making no videos lately. I haven't been posting on YouTube lately. But today is the day that I'm back. And I come to talk about the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Buns, or I should say. Now, we all know what happened last night. The Phoenix Suns got swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves, led by one of the best rising stars in the NBA, in Anthony Edwards, a dude who I told everybody was going to be a star. He was going to be one of them guys. He's going to be one of the face of the leagues. And he just further proving my point. But I'm going to talk about him in probably another video. But I want to get on the Phoenix Suns because, everybody wants to ride on KD. Which rightfully so, he deserves a lot of blame, for losing. And, KD just haven't been able to get over that hump ever since he left Golden State. He's just been losing, man, in the playoffs. Furious in the playoffs. And he's forming these super teams, to try to outpower the league. And it's just not working for him. He team up after he left the Golden State Warriors, won a championship. We all know we want Steph, Clay, and Dre. Won a championship with them. Okay. Other Warriors won 2 championships without them. Okay, we get it. We know they legit. And he goes to Brooklyn and tries to form a super team with Kyrie and James Harden, and they don't get the job done. Which, by the way, I believe if injuries don't play them, the vaccine mandates, I believe they actually get a championship, in my opinion. But, it was still a failure because he ended up getting swept the next year. And James Harden requesting a trade. And KD requested a trade to go to the Phoenix Suns, try to form his little super team with CP3 and Devin Booker. And then they lose in the second round against the Denver Nuggets. CP3 got hurt, but they were probably going to lose anyways, just off the fact that Denver was beating the hell out of them with CP3. Then, y'all season, go guess. The Phoenix Suns trade for Bradley Beal, who's led the league in scorer. Ain't really, too much done nothing outside of being, I think he's an all-star probably once or twice, if I'm not mistaken. But Bradley Beal ain't proved that he can be a winning basketball player. As the main guy, or as the second option. He's been He's been first round exit, second round exit, for the majority of his career. But anyways, the Phoenix Suns go get him, try to team up with KD and Devin Booker. And they ultimately get swept this year. And it's just been a really, really bad. And you know why I think Phoenix messed up where they messed up? Man? They shouldn't have never got rid of CP3, man. CP3 had 1 year where he was where he got injured. CP3 is injury prone, as we all know. But I think CP3, and they got rid of Monty Williams, who got a coach who got them to the finals. After and I feel like they should have ran it back with Devin Booker, KD, and CP3. Now, I think Ayton had already checked out mentally anyways. When they went and got KD. And he wasn't buying into what Monty Williams was trying to get them guys to do. So Ayton, I can understand Ayton, them trading Ayton, but look who they traded him for. They traded him for Nurkic, who, in my opinion, is they got worse by trading. They got worse by making that trade. Because Ayton is a better player than Nurkic. He just is. He's just a better center, better basket, just better offensively, better defensively. Ayton is a better basketball player than Yusuf Nurkic. And they took a step back from that, making that trade. Then, believe it or not, them going to get Bradley Beal from the Wizards. They took a step back, another step back in that trade, because Bradley Beal, he's just a scorer. He's a scorer. He does nothing else on the basketball court that impacts winning at a high level. And you pair him with two other great scorers. Yeah, it's going to look good offensively at times. Notice I said at times, because in that Minnesota series, it was atrocious. They were getting locked. Minnesota was locking them boys up, and they never built chemistry. And even during the season, guys was in and out the lineup. Bradley Beal in and out the lineup, and they just never had no identity, man. They never really had no identity, and they got swept. But I'm not just gonna blame that on, like, everybody want to blame KD and say, he hasn't won without going. So we all know that. We all know KD. We know, come on now, it's not rocket science, what we have been seeing with KD. But I'm not gonna put all the blame on KD, because I was told that the guy beside him, the guy that everybody praises as a player, in Devin Booker, or Devin Bookie, I was told that he is the best shooting guard in the NBA. That's what I was told. And I'm like, well, I can name about at least 2 to 3 guys that's better than Devin Booker. And now, he may have better numbers than them, but I think for a team and just overall at basketball that's better than Devin Booker, I think there are at least 2 to 3 guys If it may be four, the fourth guy you can arguably like the three guys who I think is better than Devin Booker is Anthony Edwards, of course, shooting guard, Kyrie Irving, the Dallas Mavericks, and I also think to a certain extent Donovan Mitchell. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna stick with those two guys. I'm gonna say about two guys. I'm gonna say. I also think that Jaylen Brown is better than Devin Booker. Those three guys who I believe who play the same position that he plays is better than Devin Booker. And Devin Booker just been overhyped, because he had that 1 year where the Suns went to the finals and they ultimately lost. Actually, they were up 2-0 in that series against the Bucks, and they still lost. And he's just been having playoffs. He has these playoff lapses where he just disappear. And he's just not his mentality, bro. He don't have the mentality of being the best shooting guard in the league, in my opinion. He don't have the mentality of those guys, in my opinion. I just don't think he has the mentality of Anthony Edwards, Kyrie Irving, or Jaylen Brown. And a lot of people may say, how's he got better numbers than Jaylen Brown? Do you watch basketball, and do you look at how those guys who I just named impact winning for their teams on both ends of the ball? And I also think you can make a case that you can make a huge case that Donovan Mitchell is better than him. Now, if Donovan Mitchell, if he can get this Cavs team to the second round, I may have to say he's a better player than I may have to put him over Devin Booker, man. I know Donovan Mitchell hasn't had a lot of playoff success, but I also seen Donovan Mitchell. He's a beast, man. He just gotta be on the right team. I believe if Donovan Mitchell, he's on a good Cavs squad, but they're young, inexperienced. What I mean by inexperienced, they got a little playoff experience, but it just for the get over that hump, they don't have enough. And I feel like Donovan Mitchell hasn't really played with a good overall team. I think if you can put Donovan Mitchell in the Miami system, that he will flourish and that team will flourish. I think if you can put Donovan Mitchell on a team like the New York Knicks, that he would flourish. And when I mean flourish, obviously we know what he can do off as a individual talent. And when I mean by flourish, you can see more of him as being as a team player or having team success. And I just think Donovan Mitchell, you can make a case that he's better than Devin Booker, man. It's not crazy to say. They put up about the same numbers. That Donovan Mitchell does some things, in my opinion, better than Devin Booker. He's a better finisher at the rim, better three-point shooter, and Donovan Mitchell. Now, he does need to get past the Orlando Magic, because him losing to the Orlando Magic would be a total embarrassment, because there's no way they should be losing to the Orlando Magic, a young inexperienced playoff team, a young team. Now they have Paolo over there, upcoming star, and who will be on the y'all better be on the lookout. Paolo, man. Paolo is gonna be one of those guys. Like I said, he would be. He's another guy that I was vouching for coming out of Duke, just cause he got the big frame, built like kind of big, built like LeBron, man, in some ways, and his game kind of like similar to LeBron in some ways. But yeah, man, the Phoenix Suns, bro. The Phoenix Suns, I'm not gonna put all the blame on KD. Man. KD does get majority of the blame, but the guys praising Devin Booker, saying he's this and he's that. That dude ain't got, man. That dude ain't that. He ain't that dude, man. We done seen it plenty of times, bro. He ain't that guy, bro. He ain't that dude, bro. We need to stop with this Devin Booker talk. Only reason he is flourishing is because of CP3. And that made more sense because they needed a point guard. He needed a point guard beside him like CP3, right? Him and KD, bro. It ain't no fit, bro. It ain't no fit. It ain't no good fit. Because you don't know who's the first option. His first option had, like I said, no identity. Both of them are great scorers. But who's the legit first option? Who is the legit first option? Now, Bradley Beal, we know he was a third option, but we don't know who was the first and second option. Was it KD or was it Devin Booker? And when any of them, hell, did KD buy in to being a second option to Devin Booker? Because KD had never really been no second option, even with Golden State. He was the first option. But that was because Steph sacrificed for him. Brooklyn, he was the first option. KD was. Yeah. They had an identity there. I just think really injuries and a goofy ass mandate played the Brooklyn Nets from winning. But man, yeah, the Phoenix Suns, they had it. It's funny that everybody would like. A lot of people were saying Phoenix, they're going to the finals, bro. And I was just sitting back like, how are the Phoenix Suns going to get to the finals? The best players don't really play no defense. They don't have good enough role players. And that's the thing. And I want to speak about that. I actually take that back. They did have good enough role players. They just didn't know how to utilize them. Like, why is Bol, who's a 7-footer, when he gets productive minutes with the Phoenix Suns, they usually win for some reason. And I know Grayson Allen was hurt. Aaron Gordon, he's a just complete no-show because he just, I know that Aaron Gordon is just old, bro. He's really just a guy that you could that should be at the end of the bench and not playing over 15 or over. He shouldn't be playing over 25 minutes in NBA. He's just not that impactful no more. Now you can use him in spurts for scoring because he does give you scoring, does give you that and shooting, spacing the floor, but playing him in the minutes they were playing him, just not gonna be go well with your team. But yeah, I don't understand why when in a series like this, Minnesota clearly has the size advantage. You know, Nurkic ain't no rim protector, bro. That's why Ant-Man was getting to the rim so easy. Nurkic is too slow. You know, he gets played off the floor. He's gonna get played off the floor. You knew that from the jump. You know, if you had Bo in there with Nurkic, because Bo he can do. Because when I did watch Phoenix and they ran that Bo and Nurkic lineup, they were pretty successful. Because Bo can stretch the floor. He can block shots. He gives you on the offensive end, because he can stretch the floor and shoot. Like, he gives you offense and defense. So I don't understand why they weren't playing him. I don't understand what Frank Vogel was doing, especially if the Minnesota Timberwolves had Rudy Gobert, who was a big part of why the Minnesota Timberwolves won in this series. But if you're going to have Rudy Gobert dominate you like this in this series, then you already lost right there. You already lost right there. We ain't even talking about Ant-Man and Cat, because we all know Ant-Man is going to be Ant-Man, but Rudy Gobert was dominating in this series. You already lost right there. But if you play Bo, now that gives the Minnesota Timberwolves kind of like they'll be at a disadvantage, because Rudy Gobert is not going to go out there and guard the 3-point line. Like, he's not going to go out there. He's just not going to go out there a lot and try to guard guards like that. Now, in the paint, the Timberwolves do got perimeter defenders. They do have good, solid perimeter defenders. So that does kind of help Gobert stay in the paint. But I just think, bro, if they play Bo, it's like pick your poison. You can run the lineup with KD, Bill, D-Book. KD, Bill, D-Book, Bobo, and Nurkic. You could have ran that lineup. Or you could have ran a lineup where you had D-Book, Bill, KD, Bobo, and Josh Okogie, or you know, it's different ways that you can plug in players, but and make them fit well with other guys. But they didn't do that, and that's why they lost. That's a big reason why they lost, because they didn't play Bobo. And of course, they don't play no defense. They don't play good enough defense where they can just get stops. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, their defense was able to. They were able to turn defense into offense majority of the time. And that's what won them this series. And Phoenix Suns got swept, man. It's disappointing. It's really disappointing. Especially when people is praising these guys, but they don't get the job done. And just is what it is, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, share this video. Phoenix Suns are out of here. Minnesota Timberwolves are gonna be a dangerous team. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be straight up. Gonna be a dangerous team, man. we'll see if Denver can pull it out against the Lakers tonight. That's gonna be a tough game because the Lakers not gonna lay down, and Jamal Murray is questionable. So Denver should have won that last game, really. Them not winning that last game may come back and bite them in the ass, for the way they played. But yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. And share this video, and I'm out.